Welcome back to another Porsche Car Whisperer video. If this is your first time checking out my channel, my name is Mason Gilchrist and I cover everything Porsche. And today we're going to be discussing the newly released Cayenne Turbo GT and how does this Cayenne Turbo differ from the standard Cayenne Turbo. And then at the end of it, I'm going to do just a quick build video for you guys, keeping it under $200,000. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so what are some of the differences between the Cayenne Turbo GT and some of the other Cayenne Turbo variants, and how does it manage to achieve that crazy lap time that some of you have may seen? It achieved a 7:38 at the Nürburgring, which is absolutely insane. For a comparison, the 997.2 GT3 back in 2009 achieved a 7:40. So this car almost shaves 2 seconds off of that lap time, which is just absolutely mind-blowing that an SUV is beating a street/race car from just about 10 years ago. I just cannot believe it that car beats the 997.2 GT3. And then just for a more recent comparison, it also beats the Taycan Turbo. That posted about a 7:42 at the Nürburgring, so just shaving almost 4 seconds off of the Taycan Turbo. And for those of you who have a Taycan Turbo, you know how much of a beast that car is. Just nuts. So this car starts at $180,800. We can order it now. We'll start seeing it here towards the very end of the year. Should be sometime in the December timeframe as we'll start receiving them. We're probably not going to receive very many of them, to be honest, as this is kind of a very special Cayenne Turbo model, and it's a GT car technically, since it's the GT variant of the Cayenne Turbo lineup. Now, how does this car differ from some of the other Cayenne Turbo variants? Well, it still has that 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, has about 631 horsepower. Now you'll notice that's down on the Cayenne Turbo SE Hybrid. Cayenne Turbo SE Hybrid, between the electric motor and the gas motor, has about 671 horsepower. So this car is down on power just a little bit, but it also has a significant weight savings on that car too. It's about 600 to 700 pounds. So that's pretty significant opposed to the Cayenne Turbo SE Hybrid, as it doesn't need to have the electric systems as well as that big battery there in the back of the vehicle. Now, the torque is about 626 foot-pounds. But how, if this car has that same V8 engine, did they change anything on the motor? Well, they actually did. They did strengthen some pretty big parts of the motor that all start with the crankshaft, the connecting rods, the pistons, the timing chain, the torsional dampeners, has higher platinum spark plugs, has about 10% higher fuel injection, and has a little bit lower of a compression ratio. So they made the engine just stronger to be able to handle that extra power that this car is outputting opposed to the other cars. Now, the turbochargers also have a increased compressor wheel on the inside, and it has also higher boost. It has about 23 PSI opposed to 21 PSI, so just a little bit more boost. That's crazy. That's pretty high boost pressure. And then it has additional radiator as well, just to help cool the car a little bit better up there in the very front. Now, when we're talking about the chassis, that's a big part of that Nürburgring lap time. The car does come standard with the PASM with adaptive air suspension. Now, the car is about 10% stiffer in the normal mode opposed to the other Cayenne Turbo variants, and 15% stiffer in the Sport Plus mode. So the car just is really, really aggressive. Now, partially what helps that is the front shocks are firmer and the auxiliary springs are a little bit longer. And rear shock absorber mounts have been strengthened just to make it a little bit stronger and more aggressive. Now, the car does sit about 17 millimeters lower opposed to the other Cayenne Turbo variants as well, just to help, of course, with the overall aerodynamics of the car. The lower it gets, a little bit better aerodynamics, theoretically, the car has. Now, the camber, or the negative camber, has also been increased just by about half of a degree. So you'll be able to tell when the car is sitting on the ground that it has a little bit more of an aggressive stance. You'll notice a lot of our GT cars, they have a very, very aggressive negative camber. So that is something that you'll find. And of course, you can always adjust that as well. Now, this car also comes standard with quite a few items that I would usually like to add if I was doing a more of a performance-based car. This comes standard. This car has rear axle steering, PCCB, which stands for Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control, as well as Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus. So it's got some crazy magical German engineering items that this car has to really help achieve that crazy lap time that the car does. Now, the car does come standard with Porsche ceramic composite brakes, or PCCB brakes, 10 piston in the front and 6 piston there in the rear. Now, the car also comes with this really, really cool titanium exhaust, and it does have one less center muffler to cut down on weight, which just is about 40 pounds of weight savings. Now that is significant. Now something else that's really cool about those titanium exhaust tips is you'll notice they're in the center, that the tips become blue after they get a little hot, which I think looks really, really cool. Now the car does come with, as you'll notice here looking at the screen, it does come with my favorite 22-inch GT design wheels, which were part of the lightweight design package on all the other Cayenne variants. Now this comes standard on this vehicle, but the wheels are even just a little bit wider, just to give it a little bit of a larger contact patch to the ground. Now the transmission has also been dialed in just a little bit more. It has a little bit quicker shifts. The car does have standard, what we found in that lightweight design package, a carbon fiber contoured roof, which saves just about 46 pounds, and it has this really cool carbon fiber end plates at the very end of that rear wing, which I think look awesome and really, really aggressive. So that pretty much wraps up what we're going to find, some of the differences between the Cayenne Turbo GT and the other Cayenne Turbo variants. So let's go and hop right into the configurator and do just a quick build for you guys. So as you can see, the car starts at 180,800. Now, of course, that's before the destination charge. So after destination, we're at 182,150. And to be honest, you could just go ahead, hit go, and tell your local Porsche store to order it as is, as this car comes with a lot of great items already at that 182 price point. We do need to change a couple items on it and just kind of tailor it to how I would like the car. So now this, of course, you can change it to however you'd like it, but I'm just going to do a quick build here for you guys. So I'm not a big proponent of just the standard white. I'm going to actually go the Clear White Metallic. Gives it a little bit more of a elegant look, especially in sunlight. As you can see, a little bit of a metallic flake. There's those GT design wheels. I'm actually going to do them in satin black, as I like the way that that looks, gives it a really aggressive look and feel. Now, this interior is a special interior for the Cayenne Turbo GT, and it kind of reminds me of the Turbo S exclusive interior just a little bit, as it has these stripes here to the center seats, and it kind of matches with the stitching here. So I'm not going to do this very first item. I'm actually going to do the second one, which is in Arctic Gray. I think that matches the white a little bit better, but I like how it looks. It looks a really sporty. Got the Turbo GT there in the headrest, and then that stripe down the center of the seats. I think it just looks really, really cool. So we're going to go ahead and keep it with this standard interior with the Race Tex seats. That's where you're going to find that there in the center. Now, I'm going to keep these 8-way seats because if I go to the 18-way seats, that's going to remove that special interior that comes as part of this Cayenne Turbo GT. So we got the 8-way seats. Not going to do any deviated seat centers. That's going to kind of take away as part of that package. Now, as far as the exterior, not going to do too much with these high gloss black handles. We do have I am going to add the under door puddle light projectors. Let's go ahead and add that. It's also going to add ambient lighting to the car, which I always like to add that as well. Model designation doors in black. We're going to skip some of these items. Not going to put any of the decals. Just putting Porsche or Turbo GT on the side. We're going to skip most of that. Do like to add that exclusive design fuel cap. So let's go ahead and close the exterior. Performance. Now, of course, we got that more dialed in, 8-speed Tiptronic transmission. And then the only other item we can add as part of performance is the PCCB brakes in black. Not sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm probably going to do it in black because we have a lot of black accents there already. So let's go ahead and change the PCCB brakes to black. It's not showing here at the moment, but we're going to go ahead with that. Now you'll notice that PCM screen has PCM 6.0. For those of you who have not had a chance to check out my 2022 Cayenne changes video, the link will be up here above. It talks about what are some of the changes from 21 to 22. That's one of the biggest changes you're going to find is that PCM 6.0. Now, lights and vision. Car does come standard with the PDLS lights, but I'm going to go ahead and do the PDLS Plus lights in black. So we're going to go ahead and select that. There's those black PCCB brakes. Looks awesome. You can't see them quite as well as you could if they're yellow, but I like the way this looks. I'm going to keep the taillight the same. I like the way this taillight looks, and look at those exhaust pipes. They're even making them blue here as part of the configurator. Looks just absolutely killer. Comfort and design systems. I'm going to go a little bit, or comfort and assistance systems. I'm going to go a little bit crazy here. We're going to go heads-up display. Not going to do surround view. Probably not night vision, but I'm going to do remote park assist because that's going to add surround view for us. So that's going to add surround view, lane change assist, as well as comfort access. Awesome. Also going to do adaptive cruise control, Porsche InnoDrive, that version with the lane keep assist. This is going to add a item and change the steering wheel. So you know what, I might not actually get that as I'm trying to keep it under 200 grand. And I probably won't use that too much. emergency stop. Like I said, if we click on it, you'll see here, it's gonna make me add this steering wheel. I kind of like the Alcantara wheel, so I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that. We're not gonna do that as part of today's build. We're at 191. Interior, exclusive design shifter, sure, why not? Cannot do seat ventilation. We have those Race Tech seat centers that would take away from our interior. 4-zone climate control, why not? Let's go ahead and do that. Power sun blinds in the rear, fire extinguisher. Don't think I'll do that. Seat belts, they already changed with that special interior. They're in that Arctic gray, so we're gonna keep that. I think I'll do the center tack in probably white that kind of matches this Arctic color. So let's go ahead and do the central tack in white. You'll see it'll change it right there. Just taking a second, boom, there we go. I think that's pretty much gonna wrap up the interior section. I'm not gonna mess with this. This is gonna change all the trim. I'm just gonna keep it as is, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with any of that stuff. And then we're gonna go to audio communication. You'll notice Bose is a zero cost option, so you definitely have to select that. So that's an upgraded sound system, so definitely a must. I think I might go the Burmeister though. I'm a big audiophile. This system has about twice the overall output of the Bose. It has about 1,455 total watts, 7 additional speakers from the Burmeister to the Bose surround sound system. I'll be doing a video on the comparison of these two systems here in the near future. But if you're a big audiophile, you can definitely tell a difference between these two systems. So let's go and do the Burmeister 3D surround sound. And I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. Might do it experience. You'll see that changes the speaker down there. Let's go ahead and do, yeah, we'll just keep it as is, but you can always do those Porsche experience deliveries as well. Now there's that carbon fiber roof, those carbon fiber end plates to the rear wing, the carbon fiber side mirrors. The car looks just absolutely killer, super aggressive. You can see there from the side. Love the way it looks. Love those titanium, that titanium rear exhaust, that rear diffuser. Just looks absolutely amazing. There, of course, we got those LED matrix headlights. I love what we've done. Love this new car. It's mind-blowing what it's going to be bringing to the table. And even for here, under 200 grand, we got 199,780. So this pretty much wraps up today's video. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. If you could just go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down below, as this really helps build our Porsche community here on this channel. So again, if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I really appreciate all your guys' support. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.